Very pleased now to be joined by UCLA's newest addition, Dominick Harris, transfer guard from Gonzaga, then LMU, and now at UCLA. First, how does it feel after kind of a longer journey than the other transfers have had to go on through to finally be a Bruin?
It was a journey, but it feels great.
What
Um, yeah, it feels amazing.
what went so your process was obviously a little bit longer. You had to finish up at LMU, but what went into your decision to decide, hey, UCLA is the spot for me?
I just looked at honestly who was making me a priority. When it came down to it, I've been to two schools already. I felt like I have a veteran presence now. I've played in a lot of games, and I wanted to impact winning at a high level and want to win a national championship. That's always been my goal in college. So, great coaching staff over there. Talked it out with them, talked it out with my family, and just with God, and just it's a big decision. So, I just really thought upon it, and I honestly wanted to stay home and represent my state. So that's really what it came down to at the end of the day. I'm glad I went with it.
With You've been through a recruiting process a couple of times, and I've asked a few of the transfers this, but how did your I don't know your approach to it change, or how was kind of your goals? Anything? How was it different this time than maybe the previous two times?
Um, I feel like I've been in the thick of things at this point. Going to Gonzaga right away, we're a historic team, 30-1, 30-2, whatever. So just playing every day, high level players, NBA players now, just realizing how the game is played and understanding and seeing what place kind of fits me the best. And that's really what I wanted to do, like just impact at a high level. I feel like UCLA was perfect.
And then out of high school, you chose Gonzaga, and then you went up there. You played pretty significant minutes as a freshman. You played in 25 games, but that was a crowded backcourt. That was the team that UCLA played in the Final Four that year. And then the foot injury that second year. How hard? So first, what was the injury, and how hard was that recovery, and how much do you think that kind of I don't know put a crimp in your ability to develop at Gonzaga?
Well, yeah, I went down with like I had to have surgery in my foot, so it's kind of just like a RTP joint kind of plantar fasciitis thing. So I recovered pretty quickly, and it was just tough. But I had a great group of guys around me, great coaching staff, just to keep me grounded in my family. But it was tough, but I recovered pretty fast, God willing, and I was back on the court, like just um, in practice playing with the guys, and it felt good, but I don't know. Things happen. Timing. I feel like it's college basketball timing. The best ability is availability. So at the end of the day, um, I feel like kind of that's the path that it took.
Yeah, it seems like when a lot of guys when they're walking into one of those big programs that is recruiting a lot of they've got a lot of guards, they've got a lot of people coming through. It can be difficult then if anything gets a little disrupted in the timing to actually eventually break through and
But
become a starter and that sort of thing.
yeah, no, but I'm thankful for the opportunity because it allowed me to develop as a player. So I didn't get a lot of opportunity on the court, maybe in the games, but in practices, I was still working out, going at my guys 100% every day. So just from that, I got a lot better carrying it to LMU, and it felt good.
I'm always curious because UCLA obviously played Gonzaga. I think it was three times during the time you were there, and I'm always kind of curious because I know what the UCLA perspective was on those games, that they were absolute battles, real wars. What was kind of the internal feeling at Gonzaga with UCLA and those games and their approach to those games?
Uh, Knew it was gonna be a fight. So I mean, two high level teams, man, just colliding. There's already some historic moments. So every time that like game came across the schedule, everybody knew what time it was to buckle down, and anything could happen. So everybody was just prepared. I would say well prepared, ready.
And then last year at LMU, talk about that experience of just being able to first, I mean, make a bigger impact, be on the court for a lot longer. What do you think that did for you as your development as a player?
I mean, yeah, it definitely just being able to get the opportunity to get thrown out there and play basketball. I felt like I was ready. All the prep and practices and playing with high level players just developed me, and I felt like I was always ready. I just had to show the world and in God's time. So just the opportunity that I had there, it was special for me just to show people what I can do and just kind of get my feet wet. I mean, I feel like I can do a lot of things that are impactful to basketball, and I mean, I shot at a high level,
Yeah.
so I felt like that was visible. But there's so much more I can do within that. But it was just good to get out there, man. It was good to play basketball. I'm happy I got the opportunity. I feel like that's the biggest, most important thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, and so now at UCLA, so out of high school, I mean, I know you had some familiarity with the program. What was the kind of the level of familiarity with the program out of high school? How much has that relationship, I guess, carried over to now?
Shout out to Coach Grace. He was over there during my time. I was recruited before I committed to Gonzaga, but I've always been familiar. I've always been to school down the street, UCLA, big talk of the state. I mean, what is there not to say? You know what I mean? So it's like just I didn't really know this is the path it was going to take. So I'm just happy to be back, and I'm happy to be with a guy who likes to grind like Coach Crow, and I feel like his standards are to where I'm at, and I just want to be the best person I could be.
So you've had a couple weeks of practice now, and obviously you had seen Coach Cronin coach during games opposite bench, but you'd seen it before. What's been the experience of being coached by that guy through a couple weeks of practice?
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's fun. It's high level and it's competitive. The more competitive it is, I feel like the more fun it gets, and he realizes that. And it's also a business too, so it's really just a bottom line industry. I feel like result oriented, but it's fun out there. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks. I really only been out there probably like it's like 6 days. So, and then we went on break.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to get used to things, just realizing everything in practice. Everybody's already been there for 7 weeks. So just trying to just figure everything out, and then also adjust to terminology, coaching, just everything else. It was very interesting, but I love it. At the end of the day, it's basketball. And like I said, it's result oriented. You put in the work, you make shots, you play hard defense. I feel like that wins games. So I feel like that aligns right on the level where I'm at.
With your experience coming in, do you think it's easier for you to transition, maybe being a little bit behind and picking up the terminology compared to the other guys, but also having, years of experience in two different programs?
Yeah, that's so major. I feel like that's one benefit I have. I've been to a high level place like Gonzaga where I'm there learning everything. I'm learning new things every day, new sets, just everything. I'm seeing people, I'm meeting people that I never thought I'll meet in the NBA. I'm playing against them, picking up just little things. So Robert Sacre, that's my guy too. That's really my guy. He put me onto a lot of stuff. So I mean, just picking up little things like that and being able to play basketball and being able to play at LMU, being able to win and lose, and being able to see like being coached from different type of people, I feel like it gives me an advantage because I just walk right in there and things are clicking. Like I'm already knowing, okay, go here, go there. Everybody's different, but at the end of the day, the spacing, and I feel like just being able to have a lot of experience behind me makes the catch up quick, easier. Just things I have to adjust.
You mentioned it earlier, and it's also not hard to, just look at the stat sheet and know that you can really shoot the ball. But
Yeah.
if there's a thing about your game that you think might open some people's eyes that they may not know, or even open the coaching staff's eyes, what do you think you can bring to the table that might be a little bit more off the radar than your shooting prowess?
Defense. I feel like a lot of people honestly know me for defense first. So me being able to shoot is just me shooting, I guess, you know. But I'm
Right.
always on defense, whether it's being locked into the scout coverages, knowing my personnel, or just locking up manu a manu. I feel like I could showcase that this year. Me being pretty athletic, I feel like I can get out and run. I like being in transition, so just getting deflections, diving on loose balls and stuff. I feel like that's going to open a lot of people's eyes. And then just being able to play make. I mean, when you're able to shoot, a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of hard closeouts. So just being able to play off those closeouts, make plays for my others, and just make reads and coming off of pick and rolls. I feel like that's substantial in my game. I like to grow.
And then these practices, I mean, you're in a backcourt now that includes Dylan, Sky, Trent, Eric, I mean, Sebastian, bunch of
Yeah.
guys now in that backcourt. What have these practices, I mean, you've only been in 6 or so of them, but what have these practices been like in terms of competitiveness, the back and forth, and what have been your impressions of those guys going against them?
Well, yeah. First impression is everybody's wants to win. So everybody's going to be bought in. We understand that we're a talented team, so we got a lot of slack to pick up. So everybody just wants to win, whether that's give little or get a little. Very competitive. Just us being talented, everyone's going to go at everybody. So um, just high level basketball, a lot of learning too. So when I got there, I was learning a lot more, being more visual and just watching so I can jump in and stuff like that. But it's been pretty good. I mean, I've been in a lot of high level practices at this point. So at the end of the day, it's just basketball for me, for real.
And then last thing, but are you playing primarily off the ball? Is that kind of what they've got you doing right now? Is there any plan to kind of play both positions in the backcourt?
I mean, being that I'm just getting there, we're literally just playing basketball. So being me, I can play. I could play off the ball. I could play on the ball. So that's one thing about me. It doesn't matter. I could just impact the game. Whatever position somebody is lacking, I could fill it in. I feel like whether it's on the ball, off the ball. But they have me just playing. I mean, coach just tells me to shoot. Um, just being that, based off statistics, based off whatever. So whatever open shot I see, I'm just trying to impact the game in any way coach says. So whatever it is, I feel like I could do. I practice and work on my game in every aspect. So whatever it is, I'm ready for it. I just want to win. So
Awesome. Appreciate it, Dom. Thanks for the time.
yeah, I appreciate you having me, man, for real.